Oh, you need a Band-Aid for that. I'm Joe, I'm genuinely curious. Did someone dial 911 to report a crime there from the press room? We've been assaulted by Kayleigh McEnany. I'm just wondering. So I want to start with this. The great Kayleigh McEnany, who is already, forgive me, moving herself into the exalted status of conservatives out there because she has just been tearing up and lighting up the press, who holds a popularity rating in the realm of, I don't even want to say, some people used to say like used car salesmen, but the used car salesmen were actually pretty good business guys. She's annihilating the press. Their popularity approval ratings are in the can. We're talking about single digits type stuff. And here's why. We have this explosive case, which I'll get to later. Mike Flynn being framed, the president as a national security advisor. The information coming out every day is absolutely devastating and astonishing. How the media is not interested in it is even more astonishing. So Kayleigh gets up there, and it's about a minute 10 soundbite here, video clip of Kayleigh answering the media and saying, hey, you guys may want to start asking some questions about this. Check this out. This is terrific.
I laid out a series of questions that any good journalist would want to answer about why people were unmasked and all sorts of questions. And I just wanted to follow up with you guys on that. Did anyone take it upon themselves to pose any questions about Michael Flynn and unmasking the President Obama spokesperson? Oh, not a single journalist has posed that question.
But
okay.
Michael Flynn's name wasn't
so
masked.
I would like to lay out a series of questions, and perhaps if I write them out in a slide format, maybe we're visual learners and you guys will follow up with journalistic curiosity. So number one, why did the Obama administration use opposition research funded by a political organization and filled with foreign dirt to surveil members of the Trump campaign? Number two, why was Lieutenant General Michael Flynn unmasked? Not by the intel community entirely, but by Obama's chief of staff, by the former Vice President Joe Biden, by Susan Rice, by the Treasury Secretary. I mean, this is extraordinary. And, you know, if it were political appointees in the Trump administration, I can guarantee you I'd have questions in my inbox right now, but apparently Obama's spokesperson does not. Why was Flynn's identity leaked in a criminal act? It is a criminal act to leak the identity of Michael Flynn to the press, but it happened. Where are the questions to Obama's spokesperson? Because my team would be running around this building should this have happened under the Trump administration.
Oh. You need a Band-Aid for that. Joe, I'm genuinely curious. Did someone dial 911 to report a crime there from the press room? We've been assaulted by Kayleigh McEnany. I'm just wondering, because that was a takedown like I've never seen it. And she needs to do more of this. There's some different opinions out there with people I respect, and I love you all to death. Had a number of conversations about it. Some people think it goes too far. I don't. I am not one of those people. I have no respect for the media. Not all of them, but most of them. None. Zero respect. These are people, think about it. You have one job. You have one job. You're a journalist. You're supposed to report the facts. This isn't hard. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry, but it's not a hard job, okay? Construction workers, pilots, machine gunners in the military, these are stressful, hard jobs, okay? Combat engineers, these are tough jobs. What the media does is not a tough job. It's not. I will never acquiesce on that point whatsoever. It is an easy job to do. I know it because in my experience working with the media, having been an agent in the White House and dealing with some of them, I'm not kidding, some of the dumbest people I've ever met were in the media. Not a slight. I'm just making a qualitative judgment based on the conversations I've had that, gosh, this guy is really not that bright. I can't believe he's in the media. They can't even do basic questions. So I have no problem with this approach at all. And I highly recommend the Trump administration do more of this. Send Kayleigh out there to ask the questions the media want. She can take questions after, usually dumb. Most of the questions the media asks are gotcha types that no one really cares about but these media hacks. But go out there and ask the questions the media isn't. It's only the biggest scandal in American history, the Spygate scandal. The national security advisor of the president was framed. We now know it, and nobody in the media is even remotely curious. Not only that, not only are they not remotely curious, as I'll point out in an article by the great Andy McCarthy at National Review later, the media is now trying to turn the narrative back on us again, shockingly.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 at DBongino.